folks, my name is Katie and this is the Beer Coach Beer Channel. I am here today to talk about Witbiers, and that is a Belgian wheat beer style. It is in the BJCP beer style guidelines. That's the Beer Judge Certification Program. This video is going to be part of a series where I talk about beer styles, and hopefully this series and this video help folks who are studying for BJCP or Cicerone exams, or it's just fun to watch for people who love beer. Why would anybody listen to me about beer? Well, I have drank a few beers in my day. I also have taken and passed these exams. I am a nationally ranked beer judge and an Advanced Cicerone. So let's crack one open and get going. So the beer I am drinking today is a US produced version of this classic Belgian beer style. It is Allagash White, brewed in Maine since 1995. The main ingredients in this classic beer style are 30 to 60% unmalted wheat, with the rest of the grain bill being some light colored malted barley, but it can have up to 10% oats or other unmalted cereal grain, which can contribute extra protein, which will create some of that cloudiness you come to expect in the wit beer. Another key ingredient in the beer style is the spices. There is usually a coriander seed and some curacao orange peel. Some brewers also have some additional secret spices in there, but that information is proprietary. Allagash does have the orange peel and the coriander listed on the can. And then, of course, a Belgian yeast strain. This strain is usually mildly spicy and fruity, as is traditional with Belgian yeast. And this beer should be served fairly fresh. I checked the bottom of my can, and this is within 60 days of packaging. We are going to have a very brief history lesson. Wit in Belgian translates to white in English. So Allagash White, got it correct. Wit beer originated in the Leuven region of Belgium in the medieval era. Around World War I, it almost faded from existence because wheat was rationed for bread during the war effort. And then around 1957, it completely disappeared. And then in 1966, Pierre Cialis brought it back into existence in the town of Hoegaarden. And yes, that Hoegaarden. He also then moved to the US and founded a brewery in Austin, Texas in 1992 during obviously the US craft beer boom. I'm going to start with aroma. That's going to dissipate first, starting a little farther away and working my way closer. I'm noting the malt. I'm getting bready. Pizza dough. I get that a lot with wheat. I'm thinking about hops next. Nothing super discernible. Potentially a little bit of herbal character down very low. That orange zestiness stands out. I'm getting some citrus, lime, lemon character from the coriander. And then a little bit of low palm fruit again from the yeast character, a nice ester there, and potentially a low peppery phenolic from the yeast as well. A very low undercurrent of vanilla, which is very, very nice, adding complexity. I encourage you, if you haven't, open up your spices and smell coriander. It is very distinct. But yeah, this matches up very well with the aroma mentioned in the guidelines. I'm going to check off appearance next. Unfortunately, we have lost the head while I've been talking, but you did see it when I poured it. It was immense. I did pour it directly down the center of the glass, and this glass was made for wheat beer specifically. It's a Speak Aloud glass. You can see the beautiful Belgian lacing on the side as after it dissipated. The beer is very cloudy, which is excellent. It's a nice golden color and quite opaque, so I can't see through it. The head was white and fluffy and thick and dense. So this is very much matching up with the description in the guidelines. So my next stop on exploring the Witbier style is the mouthfeel. So let's take a sip. Make sure you coat your whole palate so you get the full experience. Excellent. So my sample has a medium light body and a medium high carbonation, pretty much on point. I believe I've lost a little bit of carbonation with my pouring technique, so it probably had a higher carbonation in the can, but that's okay. There's definitely no astringency or alcohol warmth in there, and a little bit of creaminess, which is really nice from the wheat, a little bit of silkiness, which adds to the mouthfeel, which also impacts the flavor in the long run. So this guy is definitely hitting all the right points for the Witbier style. How is your sample doing? Flavors next, guys. Looks like I need another sip. So I'm going to tackle the malt. I am getting some breadiness, some raw pizza dough character from that wheat. And then after that, I like to think about the hop character. Bitterness-wise, very low, modest. Again, very low hop flavor, potentially some herbal character, but it's very much covered up by the spice additions. So for balance, this beer is balanced very much towards the malt and the spice additions. The spice flavor, I'm getting citrus, lime from that coriander, and orange peel is contributing orange zest, obviously, but I'm definitely tasting that. And then from there, I'm going to start thinking about the yeast character. I'm getting palm fruit from that, the ester palm fruit, and then some peppery phenolic as well. And then there is a nice vanilla character underlying all of it, adding a nice rich complexity. So this beer finishes very dry, crisp, refreshing, which is great. So it's not any lingering sweetness, even though it's a malt forward beer, and there's no lingering bitterness, because there is a low bitterness there. So it's really refreshing. You want to go in for another sip. So this beer really matches up with the beer style guidelines. It's ticking all those boxes. So how is your sample lining up with the guidelines? Does it match, or is it a little outside the box? A few more points to hit before we close this out. This style is 24A in the guidelines if you're looking for it. It should be brewed fresh and drank fresh, traditionally brewed in the summer. The ABV is 4.5 to 5.5%, and the beer I'm drinking right now is 5.2%, so Allagash nails it again. I like to compare beer styles that are all similar to keep them framed in my brain. So if we're talking about wheat beers, I like to compare this one to the German Hefeweizen and the American wheat ale, just to keep them all separate. So our Belgian wit beer focuses on the spice additions and the spicy and fruity yeast used, versus the German Hefeweizen, which focuses on the more fruity banana and then spicy clove notes from its yeast. And then our American wheat beer is going to be a lot cleaner from its yeast profile, but focus more on fruity notes and hop profile for its flavor. But they're all similarly balanced, focused on the wheat character. And then some other classic examples of a Belgian wit beer would be Blanche de Bruxelles, Ommegang wit, Allagash white, Hoegaarden white, and what am I missing? St. Bernardus wit as well. Well, that's all I have. So I'm going to drink my Allagash white now. Cheers. I hope you learned a little something and had a good time, because I had a great time talking about beer today. And this has been the Beer Coach. If you have anything else that you would like to be beer coached on, please let me know in the comments. Cheers.